We think this cylinder is full of water, so we're gonna go ahead and roll it over and see if it pushes anything out. That right there is your problem. So the next project is going to be a little different for us. Our oldest son had a car that locked the motor up. The shop wanted almost $8,000 to swap the motor in it. And I figured that my labor is cheaper than that. So
he's a cheap date.
Yeah, I've got other stupid stuff I want to spend money on. So we're gonna leave all the toys in Utah.
We only use them in Utah anyway, so it doesn't matter. But the good news with that is that means that there's nothing broke on the buggy that we need to take it home and fix.
There is nothing broke on the buggy.
We fixed some things here, but no reason to take it home.
And I do have some projects I want to do on it, which will be some cool aluminum fabrication stuff for you guys. But this trip...
Ooh, that was like a... What do they call those?
Little teaser.
Little teaser.
But for this trip, it's going to have to stay here. We didn't know if things were going to fit.
We have this
less than conventional garage.
Yeah, we've got this big trailer that we park on the lot where we're eventually going to be building our house. We call it our Utah garage. So apparently it's a 2-toy garage and almost a 3-toy garage. Told Tom we need a new toy. We got like 2 feet right here. We could stick something in.
Way up there in front is our Turbo S 4-seater. Crammed all the way back in here is the buggy, and it just does fit. This is
plenty of room.
So we'll be back here.
Probably a short trip in August.
And then back for trail here, I think.
Yeah, in October.
So next time you see us, we'll be picking up a Grand Cherokee. See ya. So you guys have met Cody before. He's been on our channel. What exactly happened to this marshmallow?
It died.
What kind of died?
It didn't get lit on fire. My wife thinks I got lit on fire. I was just driving down the highway and going at full speed and went into limp mode. Gave me low oil pressure warnings and it died on the side of the road. I had to get pulled off by some good Samaritans and towed home by the AAA man. It's been here ever since.
2015 Jeep Grand Cherokee Limited with a dead motor. So we're gonna get this on there, get her all strapped down, and then it's going to California for a heart transplant. At least that's the plan. We'll see.
How about you don't get behind it?
He's a spry old man.
If you come straight off, you should be centered up on the ramps. No?
Does the floor drop out and you start running?
Okay, that wasn't that bad. It was easy. Going hard. No, turn hard, not hard turning.
Is it in enough for you to close the door?
Maybe at the shop answer. It might be, or it might not be. She'll find out when you push the button.
Hop for the win. Hold up, hold up, hold up. This is hooked on something. Okay, we're probably good right there. It's fine.
She'll buff. Okay, so a few weeks ago, I was at work and got a call from Cody. Abnormal. He doesn't usually call during the day, so I went ahead and answered it, and his words out of his mouth were, I think I just blew up the Jeep. And I said, okay, tell me what's going on. He was driving down Highway 15. He'd gone down to St. George to go fishing for a little while, and on his way back down the 15, Christmas tree lights came on the dash of this thing, and got a low oil pressure, low or a high oil temperature warning, and it stopped on the side of the road. Luckily, he got pulled down to a parking lot by a Good Samaritan, and steam rolling out of the thing, and apparently it was a show. Unfortunately, we didn't get any video of it. There was trauma involved, and
The fire department came.
fire department came because they thought the thing was on fire. So we had it towed to a shop that was recommended to us up in the Cedar City area. They took a peek at it and said, well, the motor's locked up, needs a new motor. So we said, well, tell us what it would cost. And they gave us a number, and it was almost $8,000. And at that point, the dad kicked in me and said, well, my labor's cheaper than that. So we're gonna attempt a motor swap in it. We're gonna go through some diagnostics real quick and make sure that it truly is locked up, but kind of trust the shop that looked at it. Let's see if it's actually really broke. Let's take this crap off.
Water in it?
Cooked.
Yeah, it's cooked.
It's not as tight as I expected it to be. I expected it to be locked up. It's got some tight spots in it. I kind of want to pull spark plugs out of it. See what spark plugs tell me. So the plan is we're going to get this motor out. Engine out. Get all the way to that point. We're going to grab an engine from Bakersfield and swap it out, put new hardware in this thing, and see what we can get done. All right, see if we can get this done here. Went ahead and pulled the compressor off for the AC. In order to get that guy off, you have to take these huge long studs out. You need an internal Torx to get them out. You wrap your hand around and they pull out from there. That's the only way that you can get enough room to slide that compressor back out of the way. There's not enough room between all of the rest of the hoses and body panels and all that good snot for that thing to come out of there without it. So we got that out. Pop's got the lower beauty valance off. Get close to getting this guy out. One guy says you can do it in 8 hours. I don't know that that's feasible for us, but we're gonna give it a go. think the cylinder is full of water, so we're gonna go ahead and roll it over and see if it pushes anything out. That right there is your problem. All right, let's catch you up to where we're at. Exhaust manifold, I have one bolt holding that up just so it stays out of my way. Alternator is out of it. Main harness is all unplugged. You see it's laying over here. That's all disconnected. Battery harness is disconnected. I believe all the heater hoses are disconnected as far as we need to at this point. Making good time. It's much less of a pain than I thought it was going to be. I've been having nightmares about this thing. It's not nearly as bad. It's greasy though. It's 10 minutes to 6. All the bell housing bolts are out, we think. Motor's pretty much, the exhaust needs to be taken loose, and the stinking third member's got to be dropped in order to get the motor to move far enough ahead to come out through the hole. At least that's the rumor we got. I think everything else is good. My arm is not happy. I got flopped in fuel for a while. We did find out that you have to take the dipstick out to get the last bell housing bolt out because it is literally in line with the dipstick. I gotta crawl under there and take it the rest of the way out, so I'm gonna crawl under here with you guys. So if you look right through this hole in the dark, there's the bolt. From the outside, you wouldn't know there was any major issues. Ah, well, I think I've had enough for today. I have been duly beat up by the Grand Cherokee. I'm gonna go get cleaned up, have something to eat, contemplate whether this was worth $8,000 or not. All right, we'll be back with you. For you guys, it's gonna feel like that. The beginning of one. Hey, thanks for watching. If you haven't yet, please click that subscribe button so you know when we put out new content. Keep up with us, see what kind of craziness we create. All right, unfortunately, this thing's still here. Back out on it, took a couple days away from it, partly because I'm old and sore from hanging over this thing trying to get the motor out. But we think that it's just about ready to come out. Seems to be unbolted, unplugged. I'm sure we'll find something that we forgot to unhook, but third member got to come out. The pan just does not have enough room to slide ahead to come up out of there. So we're gonna go ahead and rip that thing out and see where we can get to. No guarantees at this point. All right, here we go. Okay, in the realm of questionable decisions, Tyler has convinced us to try to pull this motor out without taking the differential out. I like the premise if it works, but I've watched a couple YouTube University segments and everybody's taking it out. I mean, maybe we're gonna be the exception to the rule here. I mean, it could happen, right? We could have good luck once, but we're gonna charge this thing anyway. I think we're just gonna go ahead and pull both motor mounts completely off of the unibody perch and see if we can slide this thing ahead. Got a couple bolts to take out of the exhaust mate flanges, and then we'll let the rodeo begin. Any bets?
No.
I don't know. I hope it works.
Well, I hope it works too, because then we're gonna have the motor pulled up in the air and then jack the car up and then pull the differential out while everything's being suspended. But hey, you know what? Gotta die sometime. I don't think so. It's tight. Like tight. Tyler said he thinks it's making it, and I said, I don't think so. It's tight. Okay, it came out. I win. Yeah, jackwagon. Plug the juice hole.
Let it break. That's a piece of junk.
Okay, so we're gonna have to lift this thing up, and we can't do it the mechanical advantage of the ratchet strap. Okay, go ahead and pull us backwards.
It's gonna come down.
Okay, I'm good.
On, you're hooked up on something.
Hang on.
We're hooked up on.
So just... Whee! Oh, hang on.
We're against the roof. There's a hole in the ceiling.
How bad is it? Just a little scraper? Yeah. If it's just a little scraper, go ahead and come back a little bit more. Okay. Okay. Crappy ratchet strap for the win. This ratchet strap is sketchy. Sketchy. I think it's a horrible freight.
Coming down.
Okay. Just make sure we don't run into the car, because we're going to get longer as we go down.
Plenty. Okay, now you can take your ratchet.
She's a puker.
There's a fly on the camera.
So here's where we're at. We got a big old hole in the front of this car. Nothing in there. But we do have a motor on the floor. I can't tell whether that's a good thing or a bad thing.
That's right.
Tyler was right. It did come out. Not willingly, but it did come out. There was some severe shadiness that happened in getting it out, but nobody died. So we're good with that. We quit working here because the local cops had a foot chase up on the rural road next to where we're at. So we went out to watch the helicopter fly around. We got a bunch of little kids. I think we're 12 or something. We just act that way. But this guy's out. I'll call hopefully tomorrow and see if we can't get that motor sourced. I do believe that there's gonna have to be some concessions on putting it back in. I don't think it's going back in the same way it came out. But we'll see. We might get there from here. We're definitely gonna have to short this up because we scraped a hole in the ceiling. Well, scraped a scuff in the ceiling. It's not really a hole. We were a little longer than we probably should have been. But I can say it's out. You'll probably see that on the next video. Because this video will probably be just tearing things apart. We're much better at tearing things apart than we are putting things together most times. But we'll see how it goes. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.